graphing logs. Let's say I had y equals log base 5 of x. Well, as it is, it's like, what am I going to do? Well, we could rearrange the y so it looks a bit more familiar. And remember, to get it out of logarithmic form, 5 to the y power equals x. Notice how this looks super similar to this. Y equals 5 to the x. Now, if you had this, remember you would do a chart. 0, 1, 2 is usually the easiest. So 5 to the 0, 1, 5 to the first 5, 5 squared, 25. We'll come back to that in a minute for another reason. Well, you can do the same thing here, but notice how this one, the x was the exponent. In logarithms, it is y. So you're going to put the 0, 1, 2 in for y instead of x. Because 5 to the 0, 1, 5 to the first 5, 5 squared, 25. We're going to plot the points. Over 1, up 0. Over 5, up 1. 25, way out there, up 2. So notice how the graph, is going to go through and look something like that. And I know you're like, well, let's graph this one. I want to show you something. 0, 1, 1, 5, 2, 25. Notice how, if they're drawn correctly, they are symmetric about the line y equals x, which means they are, remember from that previous video, inverses of each other. And remember, logarithms and exponents are inverses of each other. So that's why. So sometimes if you have like this, like if I said y equals log 3 of x, technically you could graph y equals 3 to the x, draw your line, do your inverse if you'd like to. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you did 0, 1, 2, 0 power, first power, second power. So that would give you this. There's your inverse line. And remember, if 0, 1 is on this one, then 1, 0 is on the inverse. 1, 3 is on this one, then 3, 1 is on that one. There you go. I don't care which way you do it, but I just wanted to show you that just if you want. I know you're like, that kind of seems like more work. Well, yeah, it is, but, if it helps you understand it. Let's say log base 4 of x. Same thing. 4 to the y power equals x. Do your chart. Remember 0, 1, 2 goes in for y. 4 to the 0, 4 to the first, 4 squared. 1, 0, 4, 1, 16, 2. There you go. Now, I know you're like, wait, there's a catch. Well, before I do that, for logarithms, let's just do domain and range. Notice how on exponential, I'll just do a rough sketch. Remember, your domain on exponential was always all reals, and as long as it wasn't shifted anywhere, your range was y was greater than 0. Well, remember they're inverses, so that's going to swap with logarithms. The domain is x is greater than 0, and the range, up or down, is all reals. So, fun fact there. Okay, let's go places. Let's shift it a little bit. do I want to do that? Oh, yeah. So if I wanted to do something like this, notice how it's with the x. So basically, what I would do is I would graph the original, or it's also called the parent function, 2 to the y equals x. So if you do your chart, 1, 2, 4, and you're going to graph it. 1, 0, 2, 1, 4, 2. So there's your parent function. Well, if you want to subtract 2 from the x, let's see if I can find another color. Remember, if you're translating it, if it's with the x, you do the opposite, left or right. Or, in other words, what makes it 0? So what makes that 0 is positive 2. So we're going to go 2 in the x direction. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's your graph. Same thing if it was log base 2 of, log base 2 of x plus 3. This one, it's still the parent one, but, I wish I could find me another good color. That's a terrible pencil. I guess we'll do it now. Ooh, a felt tip blue. This one, notice how it's the same, but it's on the end. So as is, we're going to go up or down. So here's your parent one. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And notice how it is there. So you can shift it around that way. You can also plug in. And of course, like anything, they can get weird, but you know, that's the basics to get you going. And of course, on this one, just shifting it up or down, the domain and range is still the same. Domain is x is greater than 0. Range is all reals. On this one, since we shifted 2 to the right, domain is x is greater than 2. Range, of course, still all reals. Hope this was of help to you. Have a great day.